Robert Frost was born in 1874. His first poem was The Butterfly. Some of his most famous poems were Meeting Wall in the Wood. He wrote his most famous poem when he was 39 years old. He was afraid to speak in public even though he was a poetry writer. He died in 1963.
Do you know a lady named Maya Angelou? Well, if you don't, she can sing, dance, write poems, and write songs. She was born Marguerite Johnson in St. Louis, Missouri on April 4, 1928. She was the first black woman to direct in Hollywood. She wrote the original screenplay and musical score for the film Georgia. She was best known for her autobiographical book Like All God's Children Need Traveling Shoes. And that is it for our show. So turn in next on Day Talk. Okay, and will someone bring me a cup of coffee? You know that you're still on the air. Shel Silverstein was born in Chicago on September 25, 1930. Shel Silverstein drew his first cartoons for the adult readers of Pacific Stars and Stripes when he was a G.I. in Japan and Korea in the 1950s. That connection led to the publication of The Giving Tree in 1964. His first collection of poems was published in 1947 and was hailed as an instant classic. Two more collections followed, A Light in the Attic in 1981, and Fallon's Up in 1996. Silverstein won a Grammy Awards. His death was in May 1999. Thank you for watching our video by Brina de Brea.
Do you know who Shel Silverstein is? No, Bob, who is he? Well, he was a truly unique, multifaceted artist. Oh really, I didn't know that. Tell me more. Shel Silverstein was born in Chicago on September 25, 1930. When he was a kid, he was a good baseball player. Now he is known for being a great poet. I was told that his book was available 30 languages. Yes, you are correct. He also won the Grammy Award for Best Children's Album. The book sold modestly at first, but soon the gentle parable about a boy and a tree that loved him was admired by readers of all ages. Was his first collection of poems Where the Sidewalk Ends? Yes, it is. Well, that we have for this show on. See you next time on FMN.
Mrs. Browning was born in London, England, in 1809, and she died at Castlegate, Florence, June 29, 1861. Her father, Mr. Barrett, was an English country gentleman. Possessing some means, he helped his daughter to acquire Welsh as an awesome poet.
Shel Silverstein was a famous poet, playwright, illustrator, screenwriter, and songwriter. He was born in Chicago on September 25, 1930. He is best known for his popular children's books including The Giving Tree, Falling Up, and A Light in the Attic. Shel Silverstein's first collection of poems, Where the Sidewalk Ends, was published in 1974. In 1984, Silverstein won a Grammy Award for Best Children's Album for Where the Sidewalk Ends. Up until his death in May 1999, he continued to create plays, songs, poems, stories, and drawings, and in his own words, have a good time. Wow, he sounds like an interesting poet. Awesome.
Langston Hughes was born in Joplin, Missouri, brother of John Mercer Langston, the first black American to be elected to public office. His father didn't want him to write, but he did it anyway. His first poem, The Negro Speaks of Rivers. He lived in different parts of the U.S. Langston Hughes died of cancer on May 22, 1967. Hi, I'm Emma. Hi. I'm Elizabeth Browning. Tell me a little about yourself. Well, I was born in London, England, in 1809. What do you study? Well, I studied directed to the poets of antiquity, and, under the guidance of blind tutor. Tell me your favorite poem. The Cry of the Children. Thank you for having this interview. Thank you for having me. It was an honor.